might as well just put the GoPro on the back, give you guys some exhaust notes, right? What's good, guys? Welcome back to RonsRides. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another video where I have a treat for you guys today. Last time we talked about the 2020 Maserati Ghibli S GranSport. Well, today I have a 2020 Maserati Levante S GranSport right here behind me with the Nurissimo package, and I want to show it to you guys in all of its glory. The 2020s are finally hitting the lot. I'm excited to show you all the different specs that are coming in so you guys can choose your dream Maserati. Now with that said, enough of my face. Let's get to the Maserati Levante. Please excuse two things in this video. One, the wind noise, as you guys can probably hear. We are getting a little bit of wind out here today. We just passed through a storm, so I wanted to get these videos out as soon as possible, as soon as the weather cleared up, so here we are. Two, this Levante is quite filthy because of reason number one, the storm. So you're not going to see it in its glory because of the fact that it has a lot of water spots. With having a black car, that is one of the toughest things to keep clean, is water spots. So don't judge the car simply by the looks right now. When it's clean, it is even more beautiful than it already is. But let's talk about the spec here. All right, let's actually start off with something that we don't normally talk about first. 20-inch Efesto wheels. So with the 20-inch Efesto wheels for the Levante, you have the red caliper, 6-piston Brembo brakes with the white script, and the drilled rotors. Drilled rotors come with the S models. And you also have with this Levante, the Continental tires. These are the outside tires here. You probably get about 12 to 14,000 out of these, depending on your driving habits. So keep that in mind. Now, with these being staggered wheels, it's gonna be probably impossible to rotate them, so keep that in mind as well when you go to change out the tires. And not only does this Maserati Levante S GranSport have the Nurissimo package, which is the blackout package, but it's also fitted in the Rosso interior. Look at this. This red is phenomenal, black stitching, everything like that, but this is one of the top selling contrasted cars in the Maserati lineup. That and Bianco Alpi with the Rosso interior. So what are we looking at as far as specs? Well, Nero Rebelle is the exterior paint, which is metallic black, all right, and then Rosso with Nero, which is a red in the interior with a black contrast or black leather and stitching. So this is a great combo to start off 2020. We're starting off right with the higher end specs. The price of this we'll talk about once we get to the sticker and the options, so we can break it all down to see exactly where it's at. But first, let's talk about the specs of this Levante S GranSport. Now, under the hood of the Levante, you're still getting what you're used to. A twin-turbo 3-liter V6 cranking out 424 horsepower with a top speed of 164 miles per hour in a 0 to 60 time and 5 seconds flat. With that, you got the 428 foot-pounds of torque for this all-wheel drive, putting it down to the 8-speed GF transmission. We know that things are going to change for Maserati big time for the next 3 years. We're going over to plug-in hybrids. We're changing engines because Ferrari will be no longer supplying the engines come 2022. So things will be changing under the hood. But for right now, the same flavor that you're used to. Ferrari built engines to Maserati spec. Let's talk about this front fascia. Very aggressive, one of the best SUVs in the game as far as looks goes. I'm going to argue that with you guys all the time. I love the way that this Levante looks up front with the GranSport package, and then you add the Nurissimo package to give it a blackout look. It just puts even more flavor on this thing. But check it out, GranSport gives you the big side blades on each side, just like the GTS and Trofeo. So you'll see those there, done in gloss black. And then you have the big air intakes on each side, and you have the intake through the center here along the trident and at the bottom as well. You can also see that this is an active intake here, so this is going to flap open when need be to feed air inside of the engine bay. You also have the big trident because you have the driver assistance package here. Long gone are the days where you have the regular trident. A lot of the Maseratis now these days, you're going to see the bigger trident because they put their level 2 autonomous technology right inside of here. Now with that said, you also have full LED headlamps and tail lamps here as well. They look really good. I'm going to turn them on pretty shortly here so you guys can see how they look. And with the Nurisimo package, you're getting these Trident grills here done in all black. Normally, where you see the separation here, I don't know if you guys can see the line there. This first part is chrome. The back half is black, but with the Nurisimo package, you get it all blacked out. Now, with that, we're talking about the Nurisimo package. Let's keep going with it, right? Well, on the sides here, your mirror caps done in gloss black because of the Nurisimo package. All right, you also have your gloss black trim, but that's with the GranSport package, but it just happens to come together. But then you have your gloss black roof rails as well there too. So your roof rails done in all gloss black. You do have the roof option here for the panoramic roof, so you have that available as well. And then coming along the side here for the GranSport, you get the GranSport badge, and you also get the side skirts that are all body colored with it as well. Now moving along the side here, you do get some smoked out bits like your Trident here on the rear panel, smoked out for the Nurisimo package. Same deal for your Levante badge, smoked out, not your normal bright chrome. Same for the Maserati riding insignia here, smoked out, kind of like an off chrome. And then same for your SQ4 badge here, smoked out, kind of that off chrome look. But the biggest thing that you will notice is the blacked out exhaust tips. The blacked out exhaust tips comes with the Nurisimo package, so it looks so much better. And then with it, on top of it, the GranSport package comes with the gloss black rear diffuser in the middle. So it's just, everything is just getting blacked out just with the different packages added to it. Plus with the GranSport, you get the more sporty exhaust surround and the diffuser here. So you do have an actual functional honeycomb grille down here that actually lets the exhaust breathe a little bit, but it also looks good and stylish as well. This whole package comes together quite well, guys. I mean, just look at it. Tell me that this isn't a great looking SUV. Again, not to be biased, but I mean, give credit where credit is due. This thing looks pretty sick. Now, while the sun is out, let me just see if I can get a closer close-up here on this metallic paint. You guys can see all of the different colors that are in it. I can't list how many, but look at that. That metallic flake just gives it a, you know, flair compared to just being done in black. But the sun keeps going in and out, so we won't focus too much on that. Now, whether you can see it well or not, I did say that I was gonna let you see the LED fog lights and the LED headlamps. I do have those on with the turn indicators and LED as well. I mean, look at that. With this black, I mean, just the contrast between the two colors look phenomenal. Let's get a closer look. Again, I know it's broad daylight, nice little Florida sunshine day, but this kind of gives you a feel of what you're looking at for the nighttime look on the Levante S GranSport. But we're not done. LEDs in the back as well for your tail lamps. Very aggressive look for those as well. Kind of come closer so you guys can see that. Very sharp, very sporty. And I mean, again, with the black, you just can't beat that contrast combo. It just looks super cool. It looks evil. I mean, especially with the red and the big red deflectors around the side too. I mean, look at that. Looks great. We might as well talk about your fuel economy, right? I know you didn't get this to save fuel, but 17, 15, 21 is what you need to remember. 17 combined city and highway, 15 city, 21 highway. For the Levante, you do need premium fuel for this specific car, all right? Any of these premium fuel. This does have the gas cap. I wish it went with a capless design like the Ghibli or Quattroporte. There's probably a good reason for that, but that's what you're looking at. Now, you do have a nice little holder here, so you can put it up like that. So they do have something to accommodate you, but I do wish this was a capless design. Hopefully with the next refresh of the Levante, we will see that. Now, before we head into the trunk, let's talk about the overall dimensions. You're looking at a length of 197 inches. Your width with side mirrors is 85 inches, and without the side mirrors folded out is 77.5 inches. Now, your height is 66.1 inches, with your total wheelbase being 118.3 inches. And Black Betty here is no lightweight, weighing at 4,650 pounds. Now let's talk about cargo. First, we'll use our key fob here to unlock, lock. We'll use it to open up the cargo space, or we'll do the remote start. So actually, let's open up that cargo space so we can talk about that. Now, for cargo space for the 2020 Maserati Levante GranSport, you're looking at 20.5 cubic feet. With the area, with the back seats folded down, you're looking at 57.4 cubic feet. This is crazy. Tons of space. As you can see, a 60-40 split here. So 60% on the left-hand side and middle go down, and the 40% on the right-hand side passenger go down with a center feed. All right, with that, you have everything that you're used to. Straps, room for railing for the cargo net. You also have room for your cargo mat. You have the 12-volt plug in there, and then underneath you have the cool setup where you open up the first part, you strap this on, have that just like that, and then if you look down inside, you have room for extra cargo tools, stuff like that. You do have your front plate here. All right, front plate mount, just in case anybody who is in a country or state needs a front plate. And then underneath it all, very nicely snug and tucked away, you do have, which is your tire inflate kit, your spare tire, your jack, and your battery hidden underneath as well. So tons of space, everything's tucked away very nicely. They really thought about the consumer when they wanted to go for practicality for the Levante. Cargo space, everything you're used to seeing on the Levante. It's just, hey, it's another year, another style, guys. So let's close up the trunk. We can do it with the key fob here. We can do it with the button here. We can do it with the button inside up front. We can pull it down by the handle, or we have the kick sensor option. So we're gonna kick down the center, pull back, and let it come down on its own. Now with that said, if you guys have the kick sensor, make sure that you do this. Right down the middle, right out. It detects the out motion, so it's gonna detect your foot going out. It's not gonna open up while your foot's down there, because that means you're probably too close to the vehicle. It's not a swiping motion. You can't get it to go when you swipe. You have to pull it out, and then it will do it. Now, I messed it up there, which is good because I did not want to open it. Of course, I'm gonna take it for a quick spin, right? It's the same driving as normal, but you guys got gypped from the last GranSport video since the weather was bad. Might as well just put the GoPro on the back, give you guys some exhaust notes, right? Of course. Talk about the interior, because it's just as stunning as the exterior of this Levante. Now before we step inside, soft closed doors, wanted to show you that feature. Sucks it right in. We'll try it from another angle here so you guys can see it. And there you go. Lord have mercy, you guys, look at this interior, GranSport style. And with this, you have a couple of extra bits that I'm going to already enjoy just first glancing at it. First things first, GranSport seats. So you have the big bucket seats with the black stitching, and you have the added option of the black trident headrest. I feel like no Maserati should go without this, but they are optioned without it because it is somewhat of a pricey option we'll get to in just a moment. You do have the aluminum surround here that goes with these GranSport seats, and these are naturally drilled leather seats. All right, so they are ventilated, and it's a big option for these as well, but well worth it in my opinion. You guys decide once you see the price. But look at these things, they're super comfortable. I've ridden in them before, and for a long period of time, these things do the trick. They're super wide, they're not form-fitting, so you get inside of them and they're not hugging you super hard like a bucket seat probably would. So these feel really good. Now I'm gonna scoot back a little bit so I can give you guys a better shot of the interior. I'll move it back up when I slide in the back, so you guys will see that there's ample amount of space in the rear as well. But okay, so we're talking about those seats. Then we have the GranSport or sport steering wheel with the perforated leather on the sides. aluminum styling down the center as well. And then with this sport steering wheel, you have the big Italian paddle shifters. You can't miss them back there. You really can't. You can see them no matter where the steering wheel is. And with that said, they are column mounted, so you always know where they are no matter where you're turning your steering wheel. So you do have those. With the GranSport model, you're also getting your sport aluminum pedals down there with the Maserati insignia on them. All right, so you have those, which is a great styling point, a great feel to putting your foot to the pedal. You also have on the side here, we'll talk about the door trim, gloss black with the aluminum trim, so black piano wood. You have the leather upper, and you have the red center or rosso center with the black stitching to go with it as well. Kind of do that contrast. I really love that. New styling that they did for 2019 with the stitching, so you can kind of see that they gave it a little bit more than just making a sheet of leather. All right, they gave you some styling, some swirls, some curves, some designs. All right, you also have something that you really probably didn't notice right here, just another little bit of design. This aluminum piece here to match with the door handle and the surround around the memory seats. I think that that's a really good look just to put that there. They didn't have to put anything right there. Could have just been a handle, could have been just a piece of leather slab, but they did it. And then you have with this your Harman Kardon surround system. You can also upgrade to the Bowers & Wilkins, which we saw on the other models, but you can get this. This does just fine. I am a bigger fan of Bose, but the Bose system comes with the Gran Turismos. So all these things are available just depending on which cars you get. Same setup in the center stock here, same ZF transmission with the 2-track system. 2-track meaning over to the left, I'm putting it in manual. Over to the right, it's in drive. Up for neutral, squeeze the trigger and go up for reverse, and press P for park. It's pretty simple setup there. You can also just use the paddle shifters to shift, but it's gonna be manual automatic. It's not gonna be full manual, so it will divert you back to automatic. Or you can just put it in drive, manual, and then use the paddle shifters. You're in full manual. Everything's up to you. Now you do have your traction off button there. You do have your off-road mode button there, which is going to raise the vehicle up because this has air suspension. So it's gonna go up and down on command. Off-road brings it up, sport mode brings it down, and it also opens up the valves for that signature loud Maserati sound that you're used to. Ice mode, increased efficiency, better used when you're using cruise control or maybe taking this on the highway where you're just not on the throttle as much as you normally would be. Saves a little bit on your fuel. And then you guys can't see it, there we go, I had to zoom in. Dampers there, if you want to make the damper softer, just press it in. And then down below here, we have our electronic parking brake, we have our hazard button, and then we have our air suspension. We're down to lower it, up to raise it, and it's within seconds because it is very quick on that air. Now with that said, you also have your toggle switch and buttons here for your infotainment system and your volume control button here, but you also have your volume control buttons on the back of the steering wheel right here. You can't see them, but on each side you can change the radio, change the volume controls there as well. More than one way to do it. You can also do it from the Maserati touch control screen, which is at 8.4 inch. It comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So they give you a couple of different ways to do these things, which is very nice. Climate control here, pretty simple for everything for its climate, but you can also change your climate in your Maserati touch control system here, as well as that's the first screen we saw it on. Your same cup holders, your lighter here, because who still smokes in these Italian beauties? Who knows? You can cover up those cup holders, makes it look a lot better, but be careful with this black piano wood because it scratches very easily. I would recommend getting PPF on it just to kind of keep it protected. Underneath here, your nice little slot with black piano wood, you have a tray down here, and that would hold a cell phone or a wallet or anything like that. Also on the side here, if you guys can see it, you have your aux cable, you have your USB and your SD card cable there as well. Nice to have. Also right here in the center armrest, super simple. Split them both open down there. You have a 180 watt. You also have, let's see if we can get in there, guys, so you know if you can see it. But there's a toggle switch. Yep, there we go. You see it? That is going to be on and off. When off, it's just normal, but when you do on, it lets cold air inside of this armrest. Anything that you want to put in here as far as a beverage would stay cold and close away in this armrest. But they are very small cup holders there, so it won't be anything too large. But more leather going all throughout the cabin. Your red leather, black stitching, black leather, red leather, black stitching. You have more black piano wood with aluminum trim there as far as above the glove box. glove box there, a big section, as opposed to the Ghibli where it's a split section. This just gives you one big section with a little cubby down here. So just to show you the differences between the two, you have that there for the Levante. But other than that, I mean, everything that you're used to, same Alcantara headliner, big sunroof, which we'll just open that up now so you guys can see what we're looking at as far as our visibility and letting in this natural light. Looks phenomenal. Now I'm just uncovering the glass because that is a big heavy piece of Alcantara. It's not any kind of sheet or anything. That's a big piece that you kind of just want to move and show off all that sunlight. Oh, and guys, it does open up. I don't want you to think you get natural light without a little bit of natural air, right? There you go. A 8.4-inch touchscreen, Maserati Touch Control Plus. I've went over this plenty of times. There's nothing new for 2020. You do have the heated steering wheel, which is a nice feature. You do have the driver ventilated seat or the driver heated seat, same with the passenger, because of the fact that we have these drill leather seats. Also in the back, since we have the cold weather package, which we'll get to, you also have heated seats in the rear as well. So that's another plus. Something else with this, since you have the driver assistance package, you will have the camera. So the surround view camera gives you all your views, 360, if I can press it and get it. So you have your surround view there. This is a live feed of around me. So if I had a car or a person or anything, you'd see it right there around me. All right, right now you see the back view. And then if I were to go here, you see a full back view. If I go here, you see a full front view. And here, the surround view with the front view. So it's very nice to have these kind of things in cars, especially for SUVs, because you want the practicality to be able to drive this thing like you stole it, but you want to be able to put groceries in it, back it into a parking space, maneuver around curbs, and everything such as. Same with the Speedo. It's the same exact thing as the previous years, so you guys want to look those up. Maserati is going to be going through a big refresh, so right now they're not updating these cars for 2020. Obvious reasons, because they're working on all the new stuff that's coming in the next 2 and 3 years. So you'll have stuff coming for 2020 that's going to be refreshed. You have stuff coming for 2021 and 2022. So the next 3 years, you're going to see some new stuff from Maserati, and it's going to be completely different from what you're seeing now. So that said, they're keeping everything the same for 2020. So if you guys want to do more in-depth looks at these, definitely check out those other videos I've posted, because I've gone over these systems for you guys. So let's hop inside of the back of this beautiful interior. Before we jump in, actually, check out the door paneling here for the rear doors. Same exact flavor as up front. Black piano wood, aluminum trim, the same design for the stitching, the same aluminum trim going throughout, and the same Harman Kardon speakers. But here's one thing you do get with this option out Levante, the cold weather package. So that is going to be your heated seats. Press it and you see both of them illuminated, which means we're on high. Press it one more time, we're on low, and press it again, we're off. Now you don't necessarily need that positioning in seats for Florida because, you know, it's pretty hot down here, but it is a nice option to have. So now we're in the back of the Levante. Let's close the door, make it a little quieter in here. You see I have ample amount of space as far as my leg room. The back plate on the GranSport seat does indent where my knees are, so it makes it, you know, just that much better for room. Now you do have right here in the center your HVAC vents, and then you do have tucked underneath the outlet there with the USB. You do have the beautiful bucket seats right here for you guys for the GranSport model. Same flavor in the back, same stitch headrest, looks really good. Down the center, you have your center feed here, but right here you do have your cup holders. All right, so you have a nice little styling with that, with the GranSport kind of, you know, cup holder aluminum feel to it. And other than that, I mean, it's pretty simple back here. It's a nice view, it's a nice place to be, nice place to sit. But as far as amenities, Maserati has been pretty simple on those, especially for the rear seat customers. Unless you get into the Quattroporte and you get into the executive package, then you have a whole center console, center stack of stuff here for that passenger. But those cars are definitely to be driven in a lot of the time, so they cater more to the rear seat passengers. They do a good job here with making sure that they feel, you know, like the same. They fit in with the front seat and they're not, you know, kind of skipping out on things for the backseat passengers. But not a lot to cater to them, but it's always been the same as the previous years. Now we're going to talk about the sticker of this Levante as GranSport for 2020. Let's talk about what we're paying for this first. $88,990 to start for the GranSport S. Now with that said, you got a few options that you're adding to the list. Maybe like that climate pack, which is $300. Maybe the kick sensor, which is $500. The Norissimo pack, which is $1,100. The 20-inch Efesto staggered wheels, which is $400. The Mica paint, which is $1,000. The stitch trident on the headrest, $300. The full natural drilled leather seats, $2,900. And the roof rails in the black piano finish, $400. After adding those options, and you have your destination charge of $1,195 with the preparation and delivery of $300, you're looking at $97,385 US before tax. So it's a big ticket. Now here's what you get on the standard equipment side. So let's first talk about the paint options. Netto Rebelle for the exterior, interior, Rosso Netto. All right, so we talked about those. We did also talk about the GranSport S with 424 horsepower for the V6. It does have the Skyhook adaptive air suspension and the Q4 intelligent all-wheel drive system. Now with that said, let's talk about these options. Standard equipment, too much for me to say, but you guys know the deal. I'm going to go over this slowly so you guys can see everything that is on this car. Stuff like that HP ZF transmission, the power adjustable headrest, everything like the auto dimming rear view mirrors, soft closed doors, stuff like the power lift gate, the Maserati touch control system, Sirius XM radio for a year, the surround view cameras, adaptive LED full matrix lights, the LED tail lamps, alarm system, the brake assistance system, automatic hill descent, everything like that. So you've seen all this before. I just want to go over it with you guys so you can see the options and you can know exactly how to spec this Maserati Levante if you're looking for it. We talked about the fuel as well, and there you are. So this is the 2020 Levante S GranSport. What do you guys think? So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video of the Levante S GranSport for 2020 as much as I enjoy showing it. You know, it's a blessing to be around these cars. I love what I do here. So hopefully my passion has oozed through this video and passed on to you guys. But if you have any other questions, I want to know down below in the comments what you want to know about the Levante. What do you think about the pricing? What do you think about the options and everything that it has to offer? So we'll talk more in the comments below. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Giving it a thumbs up helps get it up in the rankings. More people can see it and we can enjoy this 2020 Levante together. Now with that said, make sure you guys subscribe for the RonsRides channel. Click the notification bell so you get these videos straight to your inbox. You can check the links below. If you want to help support the channel even further, you can check out the RonsRides merch where you can get t-shirts, stickers, hats, hoodies, everything like that. Or you can do the Patreon subscription, the one-time donation through PayPal if you guys want to donate $1 or $2, or just check out my social media, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, everything like that. But with that said, guys, it's been another RonsRides video. Thank you to Alfa Romeo Maserati of Daytona for the car. And with that said, if you guys want to reach out to them, links down in the description. But with that said, we will talk to you guys in the next RonsRides video. You guys be blessed. Have a great day. We'll see you then. Peace.